Welcome back. You're watching our Young Turks International Special as we travel from Austin, Texas now to Monte Carlo. It was a special year for India at the EY World Entrepreneur of the Year Awards 2014. Uday Kotak, the Executive Vice Chairman and Managing Director of Kotak Mahindra Bank, won the top honours, beating entrepreneurs from 60 other countries. Kotak is the second Indian to win the award after N.R. Narayanamurthy in 2003. On the sidelines of the event, we also caught up with the man behind India's #1 local search engine, Justdial, VSS Mani, and one of the EY India Awardees. What started in 1996 with a seed capital of 50,000 rupees is today a multi-million-dollar company that just had a blockbuster listing on the Indian bourses last year, and it's maintained its gains ever since. We caught up with Mani in Monte Carlo, quizzed him on the year that's been and about Justdial's future plans. Take a listen.
We caught up with VSS Mani of Justdial in Monte Carlo. Mani bagged the EY Entrepreneur of the Year in services for the India round, and we began by asking him what the year since listing Justdial has been like and if private equity players were looking for an exit from Justdial. Let me start by asking you about what the private equity players intend doing now that the lock-in has expired on the 30th of May. Have they reached out to you, told you whether they're staying on, exiting?
They want to stay put. They want to.
All four of them?
Oh yeah, 5 of them actually. Almost a majority is going to hold on to the stocks. Yeah.
So they're hoping for better valuations.
Well, they're hoping for better valuations. They see much more promise left in the company, so they want to stick around. And eventually, when you sell a stock, you have to put the money somewhere else. So they see it's better to stay put.
Absolutely. But, speaking of promise, and the markets are clearly betting big as far as Justdial is concerned. And what's interesting now is that this is being seen as a search plus transaction play. But speaking of the transaction side, how quickly, how soon can we actually expect you to monetize the transaction side, the search plus side of the business?
We're not focusing on the monetization side right now because this is a habit-changing thing that we are doing, what is search plus transaction. We're expecting the users to evolve to search plus transaction, which we are seeing. There's evidence enough for that. So our focus is now to educate the vendors to participate in this platform and give a wow experience to our users who could now transact. For example, if it is a restaurant and if you order food from using Justdial interface, the food should be delivered at your doorstep in the quickest possible manner, and then you're able to track also your food order. And especially that we know that if we provide an interface to our users where they can discover price for products, so if you want to buy a mobile phone of a particular brand, you can just come to Justdial. Within 60 seconds you get to know the price, and these are real price because these are vendors from your vicinity. So that's something that we are providing as a platform to these vendors, and there's fantastic response. So once all this takes off, and that's when we look at monetization.
But give me a timeline. By when do you believe that you would have put all these pieces into play and you will be able to focus then on monetization? And what could it add then as far as your top line and bottom line are concerned?
So there's a lot of action happening now. By next month you would see this in full swing, this entire product. And as far as monetization is concerned, to really say that a significant amount of revenue that could hit our balance sheet, the P&L account, should be next year. Next financial year you should see some significant amount coming out of Search Plus.
Quantify significant?
I don't know, maybe 3-4 years down the line, this transaction bit should earn more revenue than the search engine revenues.
Once the Search Plus side really begins to kick in, what can we really expect then in terms of margin accretion?
Well, it could be huge. So far, people have been coming to Justdial so if you don't know where, you come to Justdial to find it. But what we are giving in the new platform is, you know where, but I'm giving you a convenient way to do it. I'm giving you a place where you can even discover price. So your traditional way of discovering price was probably going to multiple malls or checking out with the third-party internet site, but you don't intend to buy it online. You still want to buy it from an offline store. But now Justdial gives you a platform where you can discover the price from offline stores right here. And if you want, you can buy it online at Justdial, or you can actually walk up to the store and buy it. So you can imagine that's that's the entire market in this country.
Does it excite you now that the markets are looking at you so closely? People like DB have initiated coverage on Justdial. Does it excite you?
Definitely exciting, but it is, as I say, it's far bigger.
You find it restrictive as well, because exactly, your every move is being watched now.
I would definitely say that we have to walk the talk. If there is an expectation, we have to live up to the expectation, but not the way they want us to be. There is no question of we trying to hurry it up, try to monetize it faster and things like that, because that's never the goal. Because as you know, we're a pretty old company. We have took so many years to build this, and we took our own time because we only focused on our users, and then came the monetization bit. So the same would be the case for all our new products.
We've seen a significant amount of consolidation in the e-commerce space. The big deal just got done, which is Myntra and Flipkart, of course, been brewing for a long time, finally now official. Do you anticipate much more consolidation? And what about you? Are you in the market looking at M&A opportunities?
The particular example that you took, it had common shareholders, so it made a lot of sense.
Do you think it really was the common shareholders that drove that merger?
Because it's very, very early days in India for this kind of M&A opportunity, actually speaking. You need to wait for another couple of more years to see whether people really, truly create an asset, or it's kind of a situation that you're not able to raise money further, so you go and marry someone.
So investors didn't want to burn the candle at both ends and hence decided to bring the two together.
Absolutely. Your own money is competing with, so we don't want to do that.
So you're not being forced by investors, I hope. But are you looking at inorganic opportunities at this point in time? You've got a significant amount of cash on your book.
Well, the cash is there definitely, but I don't think we would look at, we'll be very cautious. We definitely buy a technology. If it is going to save us time to market, definitely look at acquiring a technology company, but not so much in the
e-commerce space.
Because it's too very, very early days, because people are spending mind-boggling amount of money just to acquire customers. And for every incremental sale also they're spending huge amount of money. So where is that stickiness I want to see?
6 months down the line, where do you see yourself?
You would see 6 months down the line, a lot of these search plus transactions would have taken off, and it would be spreading virally among people in India. Okay, this thing really works, and I find it...
What about outside India? A lot of Indian players, companies like InMobi, for instance, have created global product companies out of India. What about Justdial? Do you have global aspirations?
Definitely, you will see that happening very soon. You would see, but we would do it creatively. We would not dent our profits. We would do it in a very interesting way, and we would be market leaders in all those countries also.
2014, 2015?
2015 for sure.
2015 for sure. And will it be one country at a time, or will you go in with a big bang?
Multiple countries at a time.
Developed markets, developing markets, emerging markets?
Developing markets, and developed markets is a different ball game altogether, so we would be very cautious about that. But developing markets, the opportunity is huge. There's a vacuum there. You just go and occupy that. So that's the idea.
So if I were to ask you to sum up your entrepreneurial vision in a line, your driving sort of mantra, philosophy, what would it be?
Constantly evolve, constantly change with times. That's all I would say for all entrepreneurs.
Well, Mani here is hoping Justdial continues to change and evolve with time.